What's up, everybody? Welcome into MLB DFS Live for Wednesday, September 2nd. I'm starting to get in that mode where I don't know what day it is again, Bales, but it is
It's me
Wednesday.
every day.
It is September 2nd. We are now 8 days away from football. Tomorrow will
Yep.
be the 1 week mark. I can't wait. It's going to be great. We actually have a pretty interesting slate tonight, so we're going to jump right into it. Chadwick says to talk him off the GPP ledge with Barrios. We will get into that. I don't have a ton of interest in Barrios, honestly, but
Uh, the price is there, but
yeah,
I just
Price is
don't.
great. Price is amazing. Matchup, not so much. And I don't know. I've never been a huge Barrios guy. He is throwing harder this year, which I like, but I don't know. I've never been a massive fan of his. But all right, we'll jump into pitcher Bales. College football tomorrow. Yeah, so I actually bet on that game last weekend. What was it? Austin P in Central Arkansas. I bet
Oh
Central
man.
Arkansas, yeah. Kind of had to sweat that one out there, but wow. I just got a crazy trade offer in one of my fantasy leagues, Bales. I think that's it's gonna have to be an accept for me. But
What is it? Is it our league?
no, not our league. So this is a regular league, not dynasty. It's super flex though.
Yeah.
Super flex 6 point passing touchdown.
Okay, so big quarterback league.
Yeah, I got offered Jonathan Taylor for Baker Mayfield, and I'm taking that because I already have Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott.
You're an idiot.
All right,
You're
that's a
dying on this Jonathan Taylor ledge, and it's
well, yeah, but
not
what do
it's
I what
not
do I
going to go
need?
well.
What do I need Baker Mayfield for? I have Mahomes and Dak. I'm playing them guys every week.
Okay, but this weird thing called COVID, my friend.
Yeah, but I'm
Just
not constructing my team based off if somebody can
yeah,
get.
but you're if it's a two QB, you're gonna need a third
I
QB.
think I have Minshew too, so we're good.
Oh, then
Because
you're yeah okay. Then
Mayfield's my
go ahead.
fourth quarterback. I'm pretty sure I have another one. So
Oh,
we'll
then
be
go
all right.
ahead.
I'm
Because
in
I don't even
Tomorrow.
like Mayfield.
Yeah. Oh, Zach said he had the over in that game. That is an L. All right, we'll get into pitchers. So we got Max Scherzer at the top against the Phillies, and I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be pretty chalky on both sites. DraftKings certainly he's gonna be chalk. FanDuel, I still think he'll probably be where people go in cash games. And then we have Walker Buehler, Denilson Lamet, and Christian Javier. I think those are like the four guys that you could really consider in cash games, like at the top. So, Bales, I'm just going to straight up ask you, what are you doing with those guys?
I don't even know. I wanted to say Bueller because why would I want someone that Scherzer's not the same guy that he's been. But then when you look at it, like he's so much it's the cheapest he's been all season. And even though he's not the guy he's been, if you take out the game that he got hurt, which obviously he threw one inning, he has looked absolutely fine in all but the game against the Marlins, which call it what you want. I don't know. He might have just had an off day. He's coming off 34 fantasy points. And then when you look at Walker Buehler, like he's coming off a dominant game, sure, but he has not really looked like anything special. And it just seems like Scherzer's floor, even in Philly, is higher to me. So I feel like in cash, I would rather just pay 200 more for Scherzer. I don't know. It just doesn't make that much sense to go Bueller because even a Scherzer that's worse than he was is dropping 20 plus fantasy points every single night, and he still has the upside for 30, 35, 40.
Yeah, so they're virtually the same price on DraftKings. So I think you can just easily play max with everyone else in cash games. But FanDuel, you get $1,000 discount, so I'm definitely interested in Bueller. So if you look, I don't really pay attention to Vegas odds a ton in baseball. In terms of like run totals and stuff, obviously you look at it just to see, but I don't think it's like the end all be all like it is in other spots. Like I think for football, it's definitely you can use it more than baseball just because baseball's so random. The Diamondbacks do have a 3.3 implied team total right now, and the Phillies is still over 4, I believe. So for what it's worth. I do feel a little bit safer with Bueller for $1,000 less on FanDuel. But DK, like, they're the same price. Everyone's going to play Max. But I don't know, man. The Phillies are red hot, and they have some lefties that can beat him. I don't know. Like, they have Gregorius, they have Bryce Harper. I haven't looked at their lineup, but
I I get it. It's just difficult
it's
to
in Philly. I mean, it's just not. I don't know, man. It just
if
doesn't feel good to me. And yeah, there is some slight weather issues there. I haven't really dug into that though, but I do think there is a chance for a delay. But I haven't checked.
if if Bueller was throwing as well as we know he throws, I'm good. But he's not. Like, sure, take a look at his last game, but he saw Colorado outside of course. So can we really look at it that much? Because basically every single pitcher in the MLB is going to dominate them. If you look before that, the most amount of strikeouts he had was 6, which was against the Giants. Even in that game, he scored 17. Besides that, 5.33. Like, I know he's not throwing a ton of pitches, but at points in time, he was throwing 80 plus, and like you're not going to get many more than 90 tonight anyway. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
I will say so. Nothing looked wrong with him. Like when he was having bad starts, nothing looked wrong with him. And then he did what we thought he can do in his last start. So I don't really worry about that. Yeah, Phil brought up he's coming off the injured list. I don't think this is a big deal. He only missed one start and it was because of a blister. I don't it's not like he has been out for a long time. Like he only missed one turn through the rotation. So I don't think that's gonna drastically affect his pitch count. I think he's gonna get you what he normally would get you anyways. But like there was nothing really wrong with him when he wasn't having success. So I'm more inclined to believe, not that he's going to do what he did against the Rockies every start, but I'm more inclined to believe that this is still Walker Buehler.
I get it. I don't know. It seems a little difficult to trust his strikeouts.
If there's any weather concerns, I might just play Buehler. If there's like actual weather concerns, I haven't checked it though.
I would say that's fine, just because normal weather concerns are like a casual weather concern this season is a postponed game.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're gonna cancel it, but like if I don't know, Max is definitely the guy that if there's a rain delay, he would come back out after. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
definitely believe that, but I don't know. If anyone can update in chat, if you guys are looking, give me like a little synopsis of the weather because I knew that there was some weather issues there, but I haven't. I normally look at weather after we get off the stream and then when I start building my lineups and doing final thoughts. But all right, we'll move on. So, who do you like outside of Max? Obviously, I like Bueller a little bit more than you, but who do you like other than that? I think Javier's in play, but he's really expensive on DraftKings. Like I don't really see why I would pay that for him. FanDuel, he's under 8K, so I think that's fine on FanDuel. Definitely think that's fine. But DraftKings, I don't have a ton of interest in him.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I honestly I think you're gonna drop, and I don't know how I feel about it. This is kind of one of those weird nights where you kind of have to follow the chalk, and I'm not a huge fan of it. But Tristan McKenzie is 6,700, and I know we went back and forth in his last start where, I didn't want to play him as chalk just because none of his numbers looked sustainable. He's better than his last start. He's worse than his first start. Like, we know it, and he's under 7K. So on this slate, yeah, feel free to use him in cash, I think. I have no problems with that just because it's like, I don't know. I guess the other guy you would go is Adrian Hauser, and do you really want to pay like 85 for that when you can pay basically 2,000 less for McKenzie and get most likely similar production?
Yeah, like that's exactly the thing. Like he's better than what he did last time out, but yeah, he's not going to do what he did in his first start every single time. That's obvious, but he just should be more expensive. Like if he was $1,000 more, he wouldn't be chalk tonight. Like he would be a fine tournament play, but he wouldn't be everyone's playing him as their SB2. He's just too cheap. And are we really scared of the Royals lineup? Like I'm not. I'm not super scared of this lineup really. Obviously they have Soler, who I won't be shocked if he hits a home run tonight. But other than that, I'm not really worried about anybody. And it's just like we saw even last night. We scored over 200 points on DraftKings last night with Josh Lindblom getting like 5 points. So when these guys are cheap, like it's fine to play them in cash. That's super tilting though, because he was actually pretty low owned in tournaments. So if he could have got you like 15, man, that would have been huge.
Yeah, I said it yesterday. There's no way that I want Lindblom chalk. Like there's just certain guys that like I know they're gonna be chalk, and it sucks because you have to play them in cash. But I mean, there's just certain guys where there's no way that you want to even touch his chalk. But then it turns out in tournaments he wasn't. So, avoiding him in tournaments didn't even give you that much of an edge because people just didn't.
30% chance at 9, 25% chance after 8. Possible delay. Yeah, I'm not worried about it not starting on time. I'm interested, or I'm worried about it if there's a delay. So I'll have to look into that. This is the perk of having Discord. You can bug me about weather later on, and obviously, if you have my core plays, then you know if I'm playing those guys or not. Thoughts on Walker, Bales? You want to take that one?
Walker Buehler?
Yeah, I mean, maybe you joined late, but I wrote him up. I'm higher on him than Bales is. I think he's fine.
Ben's much higher on him than me, just because I feel like he comes with more risk than Scherzer, and they're basically the same price. I don't know. If you tell me that you're using Buehler tonight, I'm not going to have any issues with it. I find it hard to use him over Scherzer, who we know more or less has the higher floor. I will say the one game that I'll take either side of Tampa Bay, New York. And I don't know if literally anyone else is on Montgomery tonight, but I have to imagine that he's going to make his way in tournament lineup just because he's not a bad pitcher. And the strikeouts aren't there right now, but the swinging strikes are, which suggests the strikeouts are coming. And I mean, I'm just not scared of that Tampa Bay lineup. And on the other side, I mean, Charlie Morton at 8,500. We know he's more or less an elite pitcher. I would expect. I worry about his pitch count, but I would expect it to hit at least like 80 tonight, probably closer to 90. And New York has been a really, really bad offensive since they've been hurt. Issue, obviously, they're playing in New York where like a weak fly ball turns into a home run. But either side of that game, I think, is really good just because Morton specifically, his numbers are bad on paper, but everything more or less came from when he only threw 2 innings against the Yankees, which he gave up 1 run and everything looks terrible. And he got shelled in his first start, and he only has 4 starts. But if you look at like his velocity, his pitch mix, everything that more or less is going to tell you whether he's actually throwing that bad, it's just the same Charlie Morton from last year, and we know he was an elite pitcher.
You're only worried about this Rays offense if they're up against Garrett Cole, man.
Dude, I had the under in that game, under 7.5. It hit 8, and Garrett Cole walked like 6 guys.
That's so good, man. That's so good. So random. Tilting. Yeah, that was tilting. All right, we'll move on to Stacks. If you guys have questions on any other pitchers, just ask. Stacks, I think, is really interesting tonight. I think that the Braves and the Padres are going to dominate the ownership. They're both in exceptional spots. And then you have the Twins. The Twins are my favorite stack on the slate because I think they're going to be way under-owned compared to the Braves and the Padres both. Like, I think it's such a good spot to play the Twins. They've been kind of quiet the last couple days, and everyone's playing Braves, and everyone's going to put the lefties from San Diego in. So I think just pivoting and using the Twins, and they're not even that expensive, especially on FanDuel. They're pretty cheap. It's definitely my favorite spot tonight.
Yeah, I really like that. The only problem I have with the Twins is that their lineup is so like mediocre right now with a bunch of guys hurt. Like it doesn't. I don't know. I really like them. I think they're in an elite spot just because of the matchup and everyone going Atlanta, San Diego. Like it just makes sense. I think you can also go Chicago, the Cubs, not the White. You can go White Sox if you want. I'll never say no to them. But the Cubs make a lot of sense. And then I'll be back on Houston, but after last night, it's really tough to even slightly trust that offense. It's like they get great matchups and they still can barely even touch the ball. doesn't really make that much sense.
Yeah, I think we should throw a dance party because we finally got the Indians right. Thank God, dude. It only took about a year and a half for me to get the Indians right, but it happened.
On the
Uh,
night Anthony was
yeah, it just took Matt Harvey, man. It took
it
Matt
took Matt
Harvey for me to get the Indians right, and they actually weren't super high owned. Like Framil Reyes was low owned. I was
Yeah, no.
shocked about that.
I wrote up Reyes as a tournament play tonight, not because I don't think you can use him in cash, but because his ownership when I wrote it was projected like 6 or 7%. And I mean, like if it's under 20% tonight, that's way too low.
Is it Musgrove or Holland? I'm pretty sure it's Musgrove as far as I know, but he's coming back from the injured list, so I don't really know how long he's going to pitch. I wish it was Derek Holland because then
He threw 2 innings in a simulated game, so there's no way he's throwing a lot.
yeah, he's not gonna throw that long. But yeah, so outside of the Twins, agree on the Cubs, and the Indians would probably be my other one. I can't believe I'm saying that 2 days in a row, but
2 in a row.
yeah, I think the Indians would be my other spot.
I'll add Boston too. I mean, Robbie
Yeah,
Erlin's
dude, I
bad.
love the stack against Robbie Erlin.
Not to mention you guarantee. Oh no. Never mind. Never mind.
All right, we'll move to the positional plays. Starting at catcher, where are you going here? I think I'm gonna save money. I think it's Roberto Perez or it's Kevin Plawecki. I think that's the two guys I'm looking at.
Yeah, Plawecki was the guy that really jumped off for me. I like Perez. I don't have any issues with it, but Plawecki's $100 cheaper and hitting fifth versus Perez hitting eighth. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll just take the possible extra at bat. If you're not going there, I think Wilson Contreras, Travis d'Arnaud is absolutely fine. Jason Castro, if he makes his way into the lineup, I have no problems there whatsoever. That's more or less where I'm looking tonight, though.
Yeah, we'll move to first base. I think Freddie Freeman is the clear chalk here. I also like Miguel Sano fitting with the Twins. And then what I think is a really interesting move is DraftKings and FanDuel both. I think Freeman is probably going to be the highest owned option in cash games. So I don't think people have caught on yet to the fact that Mitch Moreland is on the Padres. So as long as he's good to go in the lineup, lefties from the Padres are chalk tonight. I think that's one guy that could be a little bit lower owned. Same thing goes with Hosmer as well, honestly. But I kind of like going there. But it's for cash, it's probably Freeman for me.
Yeah, I pretty much agree. I actually think that more people will probably go Hosmer than Moreland, just because.
Dude, Moreland at 4K on DraftKings, that is such a good play.
Yeah, I think that's really good too. I'll add Yuli Gurriel. I will always use him against a lefty, no problems. It's just 5K is getting pretty expensive for basically using him anytime, really, unless he's on fire. And then Bobby Dahlbeck, I think, is a really good play, even though he's hitting eighth. Like, no one's going to play him because people just don't know who he is. But just the power is going to immediately translate to the MLB, and we saw that in his first game. And if you're only spending $2,500 for a guy, he gets a good matchup in a pretty hitter-friendly stadium. Like, the power is what you want, and I have no problems with him going here tonight.
Yeah, tell me why I shouldn't play Jake Cronenworth at second base on DraftKings.
I will never tell you shouldn't play him. I've been playing him since day one of the season.
You have.
3,800 is the dumbest price I've ever seen. The only thing that kind of sucks is I'm assuming with Moreland in the lineup, Cronenworth's going to drop down, probably hit like seventh. So
yeah,
that sucks. But yeah, use him. I don't like 3,800 is one of the dumbest prices that are probably on the slate. Like, his price is the same as Urias, who's now not leading off anymore. Like, come on.
Is Tarum bad against lefties? Yeah, he's allowing over a 450 WOBA to lefties this year with like a 300 ISO allowed. And his whole career, he's been bad against lefties, but this year it's been like even worse. Bales, can I interest you in dropping off Freeman for Mitch Moreland and then dropping Dansby Swanson and just playing Max and Bueller together? Can I interest you in that?
I need to check out shortstop. Do we have any cheap short?
I mean, do we have anyone cheap? Not really.
How
Isaiah
far do we need to drop?
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is 2,700. He's batting second. I mean,
Yeah, I'm fine with
do
that.
I want to play him? Not really, but he's batting
I
second.
don't. I don't have any issues with it because
I might.
I
I
don't.
don't know, man. I might do that, honestly.
I think that's a fine.
I actually think Javier might get some ownership on DK, which is funny. And I would probably rather play Bueller.
Yeah, I don't. He's not my top option. He's not actually that good of a pitcher. Like Valdez is a really, really good pitcher. Whereas
Yeah,
Javier,
dude,
like,
he
I don't
had a
like
big game, even though he was so bad at the start. That first inning, it wasn't even that he's bad. He got really unlucky that first inning. I don't remember if he walked or hit the leadoff man. Then they stole second. Then he had a wild pitch, and then he gave up a single. Like, it was just kind of unlucky. It wasn't like he was really throwing that bad. All right, third base. I'll let you start here. Talk to me.
Are we just going back to Jose Ramirez? Is that what's happening? He's only 4,900. I don't know. I hate Junis. I don't think he's good whatsoever. I think Jose Ramirez is 100% fine here. Outside of that, I mean, there's not that many. You can play a Dahlback here, and he's only 2,500. I don't mind it. I think you can go Manny Machado. I know that Teheran's much worse against lefties, but it's not like he's great against righties either. And then if you want to get a little bit weird, Devers, I don't necessarily think it's weird because Erlin's so bad against everyone, but it is lefty-lefty, so people aren't going to be using him. So feel free to go there if you want.
Yeah, I think Austin Riley might be my play.
I can't do it. I
know,
can't do
dude.
it.
He burned me so bad. He burned me so bad the other night. I think he's just so cheap. I think he's going to be chalky. Dahlbeck is super interesting though. 2,500. I do like that.
I
do
feel
like
like
that
I
a
would
lot.
rather just play Dahlbeck. I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get.
I'm
Austin
probably going
Riley.
to play Riley in cash though, because if he was, you know how chalky he was the other night, dude. It's going to be the same situation tonight.
Yeah, I
And
know.
the Red Sox bullpen is so bad. Like it's probably you just probably have to play him in cash.
I get it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Shortstop. Who do you like at shortstop? I mean, I think Lindor is fine, but if I was spending up, I would just take Swanson. I think fitting with the Braves, at least in cash games.
Yeah, I have no problems with Swanson. I think he's fine leading off as long as he's hitting up at the top of the order. I like him. I think you can go. There's a ton of like high-priced options that I don't have any issues with. Tatis, absolutely fine. Lindor at 5K, Bogarts at 51. I'm cool with. That's probably more or less it. I actually do kind of like Didi Gregorius at 42, hitting second. I know it's against Scherzer, but obviously sometimes Scherzer struggles with power, and Gregorius has more or less gotten all of his fantasy points from power recently. So I have really no problems going there in tournaments.
Yeah, I think one of Bryce and Didi homers tonight. I think that might be a thing. I just don't know which one.
Until it's Jay Bruce.
Yeah, it could be Jay Bruce. That's a good one. Zach mentioned him early on in chat. That's actually a good call. It probably will be Jay Bruce since I just said that. But yeah, and then Kiner-Falefa batting second. I think he's in play on DK at that price, 2,700. I don't mind it. I don't mind that at all. I guess Mondesi's in play as well. It's just so weird to see Mondesi so cheap because he was like 5K last season regularly.
Yeah, I know, but he's also just
Yeah, he's not been good.
not good.
He's not been good at all. And we'll finish up at outfield. I mean, at the top, who would you rank at the top? Because I think Nelson Cruz might be my favorite play. He's going to be pretty low on 6,100 on DK. I don't really see anybody getting him, but if I was going to spend up on one person, I think it would probably be him.
I don't mind it. I don't know if I would go that high.
I like him over Yelich, I think. Like if I could, no salary, if I could pick one.
Oh, yeah, I'd be cool with that. I would take him or either JD Martinez. I like Martinez quite a bit.
Yeah. So JD Martinez is, what price is JD on DK? 5,100?
Yeah, 51.
Yeah, on FanDuel, he's 3,200.
That,
So
FanDuel doing it all again.
yeah, so easy play for me on FanDuel, JD Martinez. But I also like Trent Grisham a ton, 3,200 on FanDuel, 4K on DraftKings, fitting with the lefties from San Diego. Marcell Ozuna is $4,300 coming off a triple dong yesterday.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, they bumped him like $200. That's awesome. But JD Martinez is a shell of himself. Yeah, definitely. What is this guy talking about over here? Hold on a sec. I have to do this. All
You're
right.
about to be fighting with someone in chat.
I don't know what this guy's talking about, but yeah. Is there anybody? I think Hayward is probably the cheap guy again, right?
What's Hayward's price today?
He's still well below 3K.
Oh, man. Yeah, Souza's min price hitting 5th. That's actually not bad. And your new, I'm assuming, favorite player, Josh Naylor, is min price. He's 7th, but it's against Junis, so.
Yeah, I guess I actually don't mind that. And then Framil Reyes, I didn't mention. Obviously, he's right there with like Ozuna and Grisham. Oh man, Hayward's not in the lineup. I didn't check. I gotta start updating my lineups before we get on here. That is
Dude,
unfortunate.
Okay, this is.
Oh yeah, Schwarber's not in the lineup either. That's horrible.
It's actually kind of crazy though. Ben Gamel is leading off 2,700. Tavares for Texas is leading off 2,200. Aldomés Diaz is 2,200. He only hits 8th, but I mean he gets a matchup against Allard, so it's not that bad. Like there's a lot of virtually free guys. Alex Gordon's hitting 6th against McKenzie. He's 2,100. Like if you want to go where you spend up and spend really down, outfield has a lot of guys that you can use.
Yeah, and Adam Duvall's like 3,100 again, so I'm sure he'll be chalk for the Braves. Phil asks, is it not Holland against Cubs? Yeah, we were going over this earlier. I don't know. Where is it showing? Someone in chat tell me where it's showing Holland against Cubs, because I saw a couple people in Discord asking the same question earlier, but I'm still about 99% sure it's Joe Musgrove. He's just not going to pitch that long because he's coming off the injured list. But it's
I think it's Musgrove too.
Yeah, I'm like 99% sure it's Musgrove.
They had it at Holland earlier.
Okay, before they knew they were going to bring him off the injured
Yeah,
list.
and then I think they changed it to Musgrove.
Okay, all right, yeah. So it's Musgrove. All right, thank you guys very much for watching. We have talked about pitcher stacks and the positional plays. Before we head out, Bales, give me your home run call for tonight. Who did I believe I called Kyle Schwarber yesterday, so I can actually say I got one right this season.
Not bad. I don't even know who I picked yesterday. But
I don't remember.
I will go Bobby Dahlbeck tonight.
Bobby Dahlbeck, I like it. I'm going to take Max Kepler, wrote him up in my article, fitting with the Twins, who I really like tonight. Thank you guys for watching. We will be back, I believe, on Friday with a stream. Tomorrow it's a low amount of games and I cannot do a stream. So we'll be back on Friday. Like I said yesterday, we dropped a promo for NFL Core Plays. Be sure to check that out, dfscorner.com. And if you need anything else, we will be in Discord. We'll see you guys on Friday.